Good morning. I need a shave. It's too long. I am just giving a quick update for my situation, basically. As many of you would have watched, the film Silence was released by Mice Media in the United States, which I believe would have triggered a sequence of events where they will attempt to lock me up. You may have seen Hope Not Hate have been running a campaign to have me locked up and imprisoned. No mention of the fact of what the film shows by them totally exposes their integrity as an organisation. The film shows and proves categorically, that what I said could not have libelled Jamal. I could not have been found guilty of libelling Jamal by any fair justice system, okay? That's proven in the film. It also shows the extreme lengths of intimidation that were levelled upon my family during the process. None of this is mentioned. In fact, not one single British journalist has even mentioned the film or any of the covert recordings that prove corruption. It proves the local council were paying people to remain silent. It proves that they were this entire story was manufactured. It proves that it wasn't racist. It proves all of these things to do with this film Silence. All of the evidence is on the film, including school records. I feel that it was a case of entrapment because before I was given an injunction, which I have the evidence of, I have the recordings that prove, before I was given an injunction, I told the judge, this film is in the United States, it is not under my control. 2 years, I'm surprised it took 2 years to surface with the content that's on it, because the content that's on it is a far bigger story than Tommy Robinson. It's a far bigger story than me. It's exactly how they operate and what they do to those who go against the narrative. And that's any narrative. That could be transgenderism, it could be COVID, it could be vaccines, it could be anything. This is a film that exposes how they operate and how the unholy alliance of media, government, far-left NGO organisations, lawyers, judiciaries, courts, all of them conspire together in order to destroy whoever gets in their way. Now, this is something that is going to grow in the sense of attacks on journalists, especially. I'm a journalist. My job is to report. When you see on this film, all I done, a story was reported by the media, I questioned it, I got evidence against it, and I reported. How does that land me in court? How does a judge rule against me for £1.6 million and bankrupt me? How? How in the land of freedom, as a free press journalist, is that even possible? But not only is that possible, but they're able to put injunctions to prevent you ever hearing what the evidence was. You're not even allowed to know the other side of the story. You should be infuriated. Not me, I'm angry, but you should be angry. Even if you're not on my side, you should be fucking angry when you've watched what they've done. How people are not outraged when they've seen how they've operated. The disgusting tactics they've used, and then the attack on freedom of speech by the court. People should be enraged, but they're not. Not on the left anyway. They're celebrating it. They're saying I'm getting 2 years in jail. What's that like for me? It's terrible. I want to be at home with my children, if I'm honest. That's all I want to do. I'm away, so I'm not going to step foot back inside Britain until after school summer holidays at least, so I can have school summer holidays with my kids, so I can, which is what I'm eagerly waiting for, if I'm honest. You know, you don't realise until you can. I've been away, I've been living away. I feel like I've been living on the run for years. Running, moving. When I'm back in the UK, I have to jump from address to address to address because NGO groups like Hope Not Hate expose where I live. Muslims turn up looking for me. All these added pressures. So I constantly feel like I'm on the run. Yeah? And it's not a nice feeling because you have nowhere that you call home. And that's currently where I'm at now. I'm here. Don't get me wrong, I'm in a nice place. I'm moving from here again next week. But that's just an update from me on where I'm at and where does this go next. Where does this go next? If they decide to prosecute me for contempt of court, then for me it's going to land me in prison on solitary confinement, possibly dead. Yeah? That's a reality because they may get a chance to get me depending on what jail they put me through. I'll have to go through the whole system again. I'll have to fight my way through that system again. It's a dreaded thought. The thought of a year of solitary confinement is frying my brain now. But what happens if they do that? They bring the world's attention to this film. The world's attention will be brought to silence. They will bring more viewers to this film than I could ever wish for or dream of. So, whilst I was in a position to put this film out for 2 years, I didn't breach any court injunction. Once I knew the film was going out, which I was made aware of by Americans, and it's going out. It's too late. It's going out. There's nothing I can do. As I said, if I chose to, I could have breached that injunction at any time over the 2 years. I didn't. Okay, I respected the court's injunction, no matter how much I disagreed with it, and I'd done that as well because I was fearful of the consequences of breaching it. I didn't want to go to prison. I didn't want to be sat in this position that I'm sat in now. I'm sat in this position because Americans decided to put the film out. What would I have done if I was those Americans? I'd have put the film out. I'd have put the film out instantly the minute I saw it. So I don't blame them. They stood on the side of journalism and freedom. But I am now in a predicament, whether I like it or not. Bailey's still not in a good place. Bailey still feels pressured. He's not happy. This film would have gone somewhat to clearing his name. The fact that a young child was thrown to the wolves the way he was. And still, as I said, all these people the morality of them, who destroyed his life, Piers Morgan being one of them, Jeremy Vine being another. It's not that they've seen this film. They've 100% seen this film. They're cowards. They should have accepted when they were wrong. They should have reached out to Bailey, seen the dreadful turn his life took because of their actions, and tried to correct them and amend them in some way. No one has. Bailey has not received one apology from anyone. He's not received any support still. That's where Bailey's at. I was going to. Bailey doesn't have a passport in a minute because I was looking at flying Bailey out to spend some time with me and getting him fit and healthy. But he's waiting for his passport application. That's the current situation with Bailey. So that's just another life destroyed, if I'm honest. And hopefully he gets his life on track in the coming weeks. I'll keep you updated. That's where I'm at. Yeah, I appreciate and I'm extremely grateful for every one of you who have responded in any way supportive with messages of love, with support, with financial support, which enabled me to be able to live, not just live, as I said, my daughters, I can fly my daughter out, I can fly my daughter to meet me, I can know my family is supported. So that wouldn't be possible, which is one less thing for me to worry about. So if you're one of the people who have supported any of the campaigns or emails you've received, I want to say a personal thank you to you because it's enabled me to carry on working. I was in a pretty dark place a few weeks ago thinking, Jesus Christ, not again. And I like to come back fighting and I like to continue, and you make that possible. So if it wasn't for your support, I wouldn't be possible to continue anyway. I wouldn't even be possible to get somewhere to live. I've managed to find a safe location where I can have my family come and see me. So my mum and dad are out here at the minute as well. She's been cooking and feeding us all and mothering us all. So it's all good, okay? So just a quick update from me. Thanks.